Today we are dissecting piglets and paillettes at Vogue Greece, irrelevant baby bumps at Vogue US, and passport photos at Dust magazine. My name is Marco, welcome to the Model Gene, and although several magazines had December-January issues that we talked about last month, let's have a look at those who are starting off the new year with a new issue. If you want to see who is sticking to their New Year's resolution of great fashion imagery, put on your boxing gloves, hit that like button, and let's get started on January's Battle of the Covers. Starting off with Vogue US, we have Sienna Miller by Annie Leibovitz. According to Anna Wintour, Sienna Miller is an A-list actress that deserves to be on several covers of Vogue. According to everyone else, no. This People magazine-looking cover is not the way I like to start my year, but thankfully Annie Leibovitz didn't blast this image to smithereens with her signature color grading. This photo is deeply boring, a hollow echo of the iconic Demi Moore pregnancy photos for Vanity Fair. Elizaveta Porodina's cover of Vogue Italia is a pleasure to look at. It feels regal and, as the title suggests, like a dream. This is my favorite cover of the month. I find her relationship to color really special. These murky greens and smoky purples work so well together and are not what is trending at the moment. The model's expression is also selling a story that has a heaviness to it, unlike the typical look at me, I'm fierce energy of most covers. The gauzy iridescent fabric photographs very well, almost like smoke. I wouldn't change a thing about this cover. Thank you, Vogue Italia, for starting strong this year. British Vogue's January covers by Charlotte Wales are starting off with a softness that I am really enjoying. The hair on Emma Watson is fantastic, and I'm getting Elizabeth Bennet energy from her. I'm never one to get excited about seeing a celebrity on a fashion magazine, but despite my lack of enthusiasm for Emma Watson, I think this is a beautiful cover. Speaking of beauty, the other cover with Amber Valletta is another great cover by one of my favorite models. The angle of her hat is shifting the energy just enough to keep your eye moving, and I think it was smart to let that piece of hair flow freely. V Magazine's covers of Linda Evangelista by Klein are striking, but do they look familiar to you? You may know Serge Lutens from his fragrances, but this extraordinary multidisciplinary talent created radical campaigns for Shiseido, which very clearly inspired these covers of Linda in lace. For the gold cover, it is a reference to the 1964 Life magazine cover of Shirley Eaton by Loomis Dean. When it comes to the photos by Klein, unfortunately, I don't think that his work lived up to either of the original images. I think the most successful of these covers is the full body shot of Linda, because at least it feels the most authentic to the photographer. I appreciate the boldness of the portraits, but the risk of recreating someone else's work is that yours will be not as good, and you will have a direct one-to-one comparison. I would like to highlight the hairstylist for this shoot, because his history with Linda helped shape her career. It was Julian Dies who, under the urging of Peter Lindbergh, cut Linda's hair into what ended up being the shift that catapulted her career to the next level. Vogue ESPAñA's cover of Karolina Spakowski by Lachlan Bailey is cheerful, definitely wiping the slate clean for a fresh start to the year. There isn't much to break apart here, everything's very simple and deliberately raw. It is a nice cover, not groundbreaking or very memorable, but I will take a pared back, natural cover of a model over putting some celebrity with pounds of makeup and retouching. Valentina Sampaio is on 3 covers for Vogue Brazil, with this one being my favorite. I like the unique composition, literally flipping the portrait on its head, and the jewelry they selected is perfect. This cover I don't care for as much. I don't think this is a particularly elegant pose, and this piece of hair covering her eye is distracting me. The beach shot is a bit too basic for my taste, but she still looks beautiful. Vogue Greece's animal issue with Chris Cricket and some furry co-stars is interesting. The casting of the dogs is fantastic, especially since we see so many of the same few breeds when it comes to editorials. I understand that they wanted to juxtapose this gorgeous model in gowns with the animals, but I still think the images would have been stronger if the looks were more humble. The best to me is this green dress. The texture and volume feels the most organic, but the others fail for me. It also would have worked if they went to the other extreme. Skin-tight latex with impossibly high heels and a Cruella de Vil attitude. The styling was the downfall here, but otherwise, I am happy to see Chris on more covers. Harper's Bazaar Greece features the great Jessica Stam on 2 covers, and this one I enjoy. I wish the sleeves were shorter on the top. I don't like that it is reaching her knuckles, but the texture of these garments adds a bit of interest. In the second picture, I wish it was cropped in as a portrait because the bottom half is distracting. The brighter light below is emphasizing what looks like men's briefs, and I prefer the dramatic shadows up above and to see less of what looks like a suburban garage door. The Dust magazine covers are all over the place. The photomaton machines in the Paris metro must be broken because Willy van der Perre has taken it upon himself to shoot the government ID photos for a few of the Dust magazine covers. Here you have a top-ranked model wearing Margiela and Balenciaga, photographed and styled by 2 very famous leaders in the fashion industry, and the resulting image is a celebration of mediocrity. I thought this guy must be an actor or something, but then I saw he is with the modeling agency Tomorrow is Another Day, and then it made sense. They specialize in this type of not model-looking model and have a steady stream of them to replace in a season. These two covers, also by Willy van der Perre, are much better, even if there is a manic look on the face of Rianne and Rejoice. At least something interesting is happening with the light. I can't stand this type of low-tech aesthetic that we keep seeing, like in this cover of Charlotte Gainsbourg, making this my pick for the worst cover of the month. Ferry van der Nat has filled the Terry Richardson space, taking up many of his clients as well, and this cover of Fernando Lindes is fine, but not special. These Gucci loafers have a beautiful golden shine to them, and I think it would have been nice to see the makeup artist give the same glow to Fernando's skin, since there is so much of it visible. I normally really enjoy Brett Lloyd's photography, but this cover of Habib Masovic shows how Brett's studio work lacks the magic of his location shoots. On location, his photography feels like stills from a movie, but this script is non-existent. To improve this photo, I would have swapped out this tiny black bike for a vintage fixed gear blue and white bike with some crisp white shoes to better match the Craig green hood he is wearing. Kito Muñoz's covers are fine, I just hate these bank pieces that look so fake. Of the 5 Icon magazine covers, I love this one of Noah. There is a constant cycle of a bleached blonde boy of the moment that gets replaced after a few seasons, but Noah has a strong face that most of the others didn't. The tendency is to go very blue when shooting a platinum blonde model, but I really like the color balance here. Not too warm, not too cold. There is enough wind in the hair to give the photo some movement, but not too much to where it is distracting. And that is where today's review is going to end. But for more about the fashion industry, check out the links below. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the covers this month, and be sure to subscribe to find out who comes out on top next month in the battle of the covers.